Well, it looks like that I'm live, so I hope that you're listening to me very well. If you are, it's just a random live streaming for whatever reason. The idea of the whole live streaming is basically earlier I was looking at numerous websites and articles about how to change my career at late age. And when you go to Reddit or any kind of discussion forum, this is probably number one topic in the world, looks like. The reason why I understand, from my point of view, is that very rarely people are happy with their jobs, or we as a human need some change in life. So I guess that's one of the biggest reason. And what else I understand is that I've seen many people with actually they have proper. When I say proper, my definition of proper is with a good salary and guaranteed, most likely, job that wants to change. It's not that they got fired; they just want to have a change in their life. They probably don't have any problem with their boss either. They just need a change, and that's it. Probably they are not happy with what they're doing. Probably, most likely, they're trying to search the meaning of life. Now, why I am looking for myself, which is I became a father not too long ago, and I've been working as a full-time coffee shop and barista for a long time. I would say a good 14 years, 15 years. That's half of my life, adult life, or more actually. And I'm getting old. I'm not that old. I'm still under 40, but I'm getting old. I can feel my back. I can feel my neck. I can feel the pressure, psychologically speaking, because working in a service industry is not the easiest one in the world. And I'm not really a waiter. I do have a good, flexible job. I live only uh, 300 meters from work. Everything is nearby. It's perfect. Thing is, I need a change because I think that I've been away from my family for rest of my life, for rest of my life, like basically whole my life. And now, as I'm growing older, and I did have some tragedies came on home, so I thought I need to look for something that allows me to have a little bit, slightly more flexibility in my life. Hence, looking for the looking for the change. I'm just going to quickly check if the audio is doing well. But now I guess that you're listening to me. Anyway, this is the first streaming, and if it doesn't work out, then I'm probably going to do some modification. Until then, I'm just going to continue. And there is another thing that I've been doing recently, which is last 1 year, that I'm reading enormous amount of books, from Fyodor Dostoevsky to Robert Greene. I know, uh, to some history-based books like *Sapiens*, Harari, or some mortality-based books such as I'm looking at the books right now. The Mortality by Atul Gawande. Fantastic book. I highly recommend you. It will change your perspective. And I'm also reading some behavioral science books. Idea is to exactly like, in the end, I have to make sure that I'm happy with what I'm doing. Doesn't matter if I'm selling sausages on the beach with a very little money. Doesn't really matter as long as I have to be happy. My family have to be happy. So with that all things, I thought that maybe IT looks like a fantastic career choice. It looks like it will allow me to stay home with my kids while just need a laptop with the internet connection with me. I can work from distance. So that's the whole thing. Trying to change my career, trying to look for something that have more flexibility with my baby, with my wife. My baby is literally behind the computer right now as I'm looking after while the mom is at work. Because today I don't work, she works, so it's my responsibility. She seems to be calm. I just fed her. What is she actually wants to, stay up while she's fighting her sleep? She should sleep, but she doesn't want to sleep. She has a very dynamic. If I disappear, you will know that you should know that I'm actually going to look after my kid. I'm going to put back the thing on the mouse so that she get comfortable. Give me a second. How that's possible? How do you move from this direction to that direction? Oh my baby. Yeah. She looks fine. She's just very dynamic. So while today's video is, I'm not going to give the whole story of whatever going on. I've been subscribed and bought some courses in Udemy. I'm going to give you some name of it, and course looks fantastic, to be honest. However, I gotta say that I'm finding trouble going through it. Sincerely speaking, one of the courses, actually not one of the courses, I'm going to give you the name of the course that I have currently, and you'll know that what's the problem with it. Right, where is it? Udemy. My learning. There you go. I do have quite a lot of courses, actually. They're all nice. I do have at least, for example, I do have IT fundamentals. The idea is to learn about the fundamental of IT, even though I'm not really completely uneducated in a computer section. However, I do have some, knowledge, but I should, dust have some more base knowledge on IT. Followed by, I do have 100 Days of Code by Dr. Angela Yu. I just finished currently a Shopify course, and I do have CompTIA A+, two of them. Intro to Linux shell scripting. That's also something that looks phenomenal, in my opinion. I don't know how long is it. Then I do have the Linux command line bootcamp. So I do have few command line based Linux based courses to have some idea on Linux. Basically, that looks like that in outside Mac or Windows, the Linux seems to be something really important things to learn. Something it says that learn ethical hacking from scratch. I do have Cisco course, CPAM preparation, Ultimate AWS Certified Cloud Practitioner course. You can see that I bought a lot, but I took advantage of, I took the advantage of the Black Friday sale. So, that looks good. I do have one called 50 Projects in 50 Days of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Also, build responsive real-world websites with HTML and CSS. So you can see that I do have already, and a lot of hours of study to do to have a solid base. Followed by, I made some bookmarks on my website, by Google Chrome. Some basic of coding, like in Replit 100 Days of Pythons. I do have some projects opened up in GitHub. And then, of course, most importantly, write your first C code training by Microsoft. And best of all, the free code camp. you have like a I do have like a crazy amount of things to go through before even land a job. But that's the whole thing. Like when you go to a gym and then study, and then you have to basically work on your solid base before even putting your feet on the ground. You know what I mean? But that being said, I believe that just like any job in this field as well, there's a lot of people have no idea what they're talking about, and they do have a job. Where my philosophy is that I need to be comfortable before even I um, start sending my resume. And even that, I don't know even if it's possible. While I was going through everything, I was asking myself that every time saying that learn how to code, learn how to code, learn how to code. What they're talking about? Because once I went to the world of coding, there's a plethora of coding languages available to learn. So what coding exactly they talk about? I hate one of those headline clickbaity thingy where they ask about, you know, make sure that you learn coding. Hey man, like just uh, be precise. Like learn this code for that reason. It's like I'm a barista. Have you ever said that? What's the best coffee in the world? Depends. Are you talking about coffee for the morning? Are you talking about coffee in general? Are you talking about coffee to wake you up? Are you talking about coffee with milk? Are you talking about coffee short form in espresso or a long form in a filter or French press? Are you talking about specialty coffee? Are you talking about blend? It's wild west. So I do have a lot of client or people who wants to open a coffee shop because they are passionate about it and has zero knowledge except know that okay, that's a machine, that's coffee. You mix hot water and then you make some coffee. That's how people talk in the world of coding as well. Like I'm sure that it has to be more precise than that. You cannot just tell people that, hey, let's learn to code. No, it doesn't work that way, man. It does not work that way. You cannot just say that how to tell people how to learn coding. It's just stupid. Have to be more precise, I guess. Anyway, and then the fear that I have, anyway, which is even though I'm 37 and I've read some fantastic stories about changing career at late age, but you have to be very precise on where you're going. You cannot just have a problem is that there are too many choices. Before we didn't have choices. Now we have too many of them. And what is missing out of all those is that a guideline, as somebody to guide you, saying that I understand your decision, I understand your need. However, there is something missing, which is I cannot just drop you in the ocean and say that go swim, because you may run into nowhere and then drown, or you may end up somewhere that you don't want to, most likely, and very rarely you're gonna end up being where you want to be. So I do know what does what, but I don't know exactly where should I look for in order to land my first job as an IT after a big career change. That's the biggest question of my life. And at this point, I have no idea, really no idea. But I'm going to try to share as much as my ideas, thought process, and everything, so that while I'm talking to you, who knows, maybe something will pop in my mind and I will answer my own question. We'll see. Until then, look after yourself.